Hey friends, it's your girl April. Welcome to the short. And today's story is called Anna's Ashes, and it's about a woman who overcomes her fear to honor an elderly neighbor that she loves. This one's for you, Nanai. Enjoy. Today's feature on the short, Anna's Ashes. I used to have a stigma about dead bodies. I didn't look at them during funerals, in pictures, even on TV. I always turned away. The fear of what I would see had me bound. So when Anna insisted on showing me Carito's ashes, I didn't know what to say. How do you politely tell a woman who'd been married 62 years that you'd rather not gaze upon her dead husband's remains? How do you say that to a friend? I just couldn't. Choosing instead, I shut my mouth and braced for whatever horror awaited me. I'd never seen human ashes before, and prayed the graphic images flashing through my imagination would not be confirmed. Anna, on the other hand, seemed calm, peaceful, and I consciously slowed my breathing to match hers. As I began to relax, she lifted a surprisingly small container from her windowsill and sat back beside me on her bed. Their bed. Carito had been her lifelong love, and she seemed almost eager to share a flood of memories with me. It wasn't the first time she'd made me feel like family. Anna and Carito became my downstairs neighbors nearly 2 years before. Rarely could I pass their door without her somehow sensing my approach and snatching me inside for food and conversation. Ni Wang. Too thin, she'd always say, giggles mixing with her Filipino accent, and she grasped my torso to rattle my bones. Carito, wearing a smile despite hearing loss and weekly dialysis treatments, typically waved a shaky hand as he shuffled past in slippers. Often the whistling of his hearing aid greeted me before he did, but he made sure to offer a kind wave and a gentle before settling somewhere under a comforter. That sweet, simple greeting was the only word Carito ever spoke to me. Anna was the one who'd learned conversational English. After living nearly 8 decades in Southeast Asia, Carito didn't feel the need. In spite of the language barrier, he had a manner and a flash in his eyes that always welcomed me warmly into his home. He effectively filled the space with his spirit of hospitality and kindness. Anna must have been devastated to lose the man with whom she'd walked through 3/4 of her life. And this day, with a glistening look that offered strength, she wanted to share the depths of her loss, the depths of her heart, with me. Somewhere in my spirit, I heard the words from 1 John 4:18, "Perfect love casts out fear." In that instant, instead of being afraid, I felt honored to share so intimate a moment. Anna opened the box and we sat in silence for several seconds. The contents looked a lot like ordinary beach sand, but no beach ever brought waves of sadness like those that suddenly washed over me. Slowly, she slid her hand into mine and squeezed it as if to say, "Here we are, together again." But we both knew. He had already gone, risen beyond bodily confinement. While the remains in the box once belonged to a living, breathing Carito, they were now Anna's ashes, a tangling of memories and emotions ground to dust. "My husband, he always loved ocean," she said, smiling into the box before turning to me. "You go with Anna to say goodbye?" I squeezed her hand. Wouldn't miss it for the world. We sat together there for some time, Anna embracing her ashes as if they were still flesh and blood, and I pictured her scattering them to the ocean wind. I was proud to know this strong woman, and I could only imagine what blessings and heartaches the path of life had extended to her over the years. Despite losing her partner in love, Anna appeared in no rush to step off the path and into eternity. I found great peace in her certainty that, although Carito no longer walked with her, she never walked alone. Thank you for listening to the short, and I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Please know that God loves you, and when you're ready to talk, He's ready to listen. God bless you.